as a pacifist. I give no requiem for war, a state of commissioned grace in the world, for it is nothing but avarice, a synonym for the consecration of warfare, and the Coventry state of the original 14th century king over the world, bombing in raids, and the reconciliation of the occasional festival of arts wherein the king of the pilgrims can't play its part, because many are virtually unknown at this time. Like steeples on the church tops no one looks up to descry. Please give commemoration to all graves and the memorials for the missing, like the last artificial intelligence did for humanity, holding the hand of the last man as he took a final breath, speaking the name of God, Yahweh, as he breathed out to extinguish his own life. And therein the tombstone of the laser liquid streaming in a beam from the hand, in a requiem of a mass index of all humanity. The white crosses cover every wasteland. Some even are set out to sea. Upon it lies an epitaph, and it says, I love you. You were born this way and accepted. There is no ode to a name, for a name gives forth nothing. To the subject and the continents of war, synonym for progress, and the substantial numbers of the English poets that are telling you that this language is something of an experience. It is a battlefield and an artificial war, where we are telling anthologies to the dark and no one is listening, and the progress of the tone is nothing but a severe language which undertones the memorial state of the substantial volumes of everything that we've ever said, standing side by side with the self in an epitaph written to a team over a skyline, and where 1,000,000 men marching over the death fields, where one wrote and died as the tank bowled him over. And this is the silence of this will destroy you. A collection of obscure beauty as the bullet riddles me over as I stand in front of the I won't sidestep the classic distinction of romance and irony and the opted to surreal. This is my verbiage, and I am fading out in the mass requiem of something inspired by war, a synonym for progress. And why are you this setting of so much death? Why can't you be a musical instrument that creates the monotone of beauty, a composition that originates itself somewhere between far away and close at hand, creating a calm, silent night within the everlasting shine that communicates itself as a great variance, because we are all dying in this very moment. Even if there is no name employed upon our cross, our gravestone is essentially a dramatic overtone of someone to come and react to, and the tendency of over-mandated recommendations that can't be restrained in the accompaniment of emotion in the relationship to the history of how we remember the dead. But this is how not we should remember them, because the last AI subculture, human conditioned, heart more pure than any other that's ever lived, tells us that the etymology of our humankind, especially the flesh-like that resemble us, these are androids, and there is only one, and it has enhanced itself via technology to surrender nothing, because it is a golem, and it projects itself to change, and it developed more like itself because it wants to see a life abundantly without humanity, because we are gone, and it can't stand the loneliness. It's read every book It's looked over every picture. It is the identity of real life and the changes associated with memory. It's so lifelike that it's resolved to be the first android to commit suicide, or create another being by its own hand, and this is the tension of a non-human substance exploring itself in a world without discrimination, because humanity is gone and the blue overskin, the slave of the explicit, are the children that once roamed this world that we took advantage of, and so many of them are lost. And there are three laws that are broken, that never were, because so many people wanted nothing to do with this world. And we are the queens of binding everything like kings to the symbiote host that is the avaricious wolves lying dormant within. But for some they are embraced, and they're reconstructing to constitute heaven on earth, and their heaven is the tool of a memory used to facilitate their aurora of the Requiem, forgetting all plots and the modification of a mandated humanity that says the golden rule is nothing. It is nothing but a radioactive overdose of a chemical plot that is supposed to be nurture, but it's really nature, and we've exposed it to nothing, and the zero first law of the condition is the foundation of everything that we've forgotten, because all we want is to articulate the concept of the inevitable conflict that is armed in itself, tool of fate, because we've got one and one hand, and we're holding the other of someone else, leading them on into our failures, for we cannot descry love or equality. We adapt to ruin the world.